$10 isn't what it used to be, and it definitely doesn't go as far as it used to. You ain't lying, cuz I used to be able to walk into a grocery with $10 and walk out of there with a couple sacks of potatoes, a couple dozen eggs, and even a couple loaves of bread. I'd even get a couple cases of soda and have enough left over to get some jerky and some candy. But now they got CCTV. That's theft and not what we're talking about today. I just purchased 10 tools under $10 from Amazon, so let's dive in and see what I got. So you would think that we're shopping at Temu today with the prices that I got, but that's just not the case, as I went ahead and Amazon deep. And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy finding these 10 items under $10, but I took my time and I found 10 items that I think are worth taking a look at. And we've got a lot to look at today, so let's dive right in and take a look at our first $10 or less item. You know, I lost $10 recently. I invested in a company that was gonna produce some life-size Henry Winkler dolls. Turns out it was a Ponzi scheme. So let me show you something I've been dealing with over at my router table. So router bit storage can be kind of a pain in the butt. Sure, a lot of them come out of the box with a nice carrying case, but let's face it, I always lose those. Now, one solution for this that I've implemented since I made my Harbor Freight video is I installed a magnet right in the back of my router table. And this works great not only for router bits, but also accessories. But I also wanted something a little bit more traditional, and that's exactly what our first item is all about. This is the Rockler router bit storage inserts. Let's take a quick look. So this 10 pack of inserts is ideal for not only 1/2-inch shank bits, but also 1/4-inch shanks. And the secret is in the design of the inserts. Let's take them out of the package and see what they look like. If we look inside the insert, you'll see they have a stepped hole to accommodate both size shafts. And the inserts have ribs on them not only to grip the bit, but they also protect against moisture. On the exterior, there's also ribs, and these provide a friction fit into your wood. And they really couldn't be easier to install. All we need to do is to grab a scrap piece of wood and a 5/8" Forstner bit. And with the Forstner bit chucked up into the drill press, we can drill out holes 3/4 of an inch deep. And with the holes drilled out, we can slowly go down the line and tap one of those inserts into each one of the 10 holes. And once your inserts are in place, you can quickly add both your 1/2-inch shank router bits as well as your 1/4-inch shanks. And the bits really are securely in place, whether you're going horizontal, vertical, or even upside down. And all of this for not only under $10, but under $7. But we've got more to take a look at. Let's get into our second tool. So our next item today is right at $10, and it's also made by Rockler. You know, my dad had a rule that we had to pay him $10 every time we passed gas in his car. We paid it out of our $100 monthly allowance. He always got his 10%. And this item is all about glue application and glue storage, specifically when you're using a silicone brush. This is the Rockler Silicone Glue Keeper. Let's check it out. So I've been using silicone glue trays for quite some time now. The problem is I don't always use all the glue that I pour out. Not only that, but if I'm not using all that glue at once, it can start to cure up and become unusable. But this Rockler Glue Keeper should solve all that. Let's get this out of the box and take a look. First off, you're going to notice there's 2 silicone pieces to this, and they come together just like a small box. First off, you'll notice that all the corners and edges of this box are polished and curved. That way you can remove the glue easily if it cures. And since this box is made out of silicone, not only will it not stick to wood glue, but also resin. And if we look at the lid of the Glue Keeper, it's got a couple of nice features. Not only can it be used as a tray itself, but it's also got a couple of notches on both sides. And it's these notches where you can place your glue brush right into the lid. But that's not the only feature of this lid. If we flip that lid over, you can see there's a little notch right down the center. This notch allows you to slide it right over the edge of the other piece to create a drip tray for your brushes. And with the lid's rounded edges, it provides a tight seal to save your glue for short-term use. And with the capacity of this Glue Keeper to be able to hold 2 ounces at one time, this thing could legitimately pay for itself. And for only $9.99, I'm pretty pleased with this pickup. But we've got 8 more items to take a look at, so let's dive right into our next $10 tool. You know, I ran into a homeless guy the other day and all I had was $10. I just didn't want that $10 to all go to drugs and alcohol, so I gave it to that homeless guy. So we've taken a look at a lot of drill bits and countersink bits on this channel. So when I saw this next item, I thought I'd give it a try, as it's a twofer. Not only can this next bit drill pilot holes, but it can also countersink and drive in screws. This is the countersink drill and driving woodworking bit. Let's take a quick look. So this is a pretty funky looking little bit, and that's because it's got a lot of different features. The first thing that you'll notice, it's got a standard 1/4 inch hex shank Phillips head screwdriver on one side. And this Phillips head is actually two-sided and is attached to the tool with a quick release on the shaft of the tool. If we flip the tool around, you'll notice there's a countersink bit on the other side. And this countersink has a non-marring plastic brake so that you don't scar up your wood. And you can see how that brake rotates independently from the drill bit so that you don't countersink too far. And the depth of the countersink is completely adjustable. By using the included hex key, you can adjust it all the way up to 1/2 inch. And it even has markings on the side of the bit so that you can dial in your exact depth. And the thing that I like the most about this item is it truly is an all-in-one bit. You can pre-drill, countersink, and drive in the screw just with one bit. And it can be hard to find even a countersink bit for under 10 bucks, making this an excellent solution in my opinion for any small shop. Let's get into our next item, which has a unique design and of course is less than 10 bucks. You know, I've been losing my hair lately, so I went ahead and bought myself a wig. It was $10. That was just a small price to pay. So you're probably aware that cabinet scrapers can give you a finish like no other. But there's one issue with these. These things can only handle flat surfaces. And if you've ever made a cutting board like this one with a juice groove, you know it would be really nice to get into those grooves with a scraper. Well, that's exactly what our next $10 item is all about. This is the Silicone curved cabinet scraper. Let's take a quick look. Now there's a couple of brands that make these scrapers, including the American brand DFM Toolworks, but it costs about $15. And since this is a $10 and under video, I went with the Silicone. If we take a look at this scraper, you can see that it's got 4 round corners as well as 2 straight edges on either side. And you probably noticed that each one of those corners has a different diameter, including 1/2 inch, 5/8, 3/4, and 1 inch. And this scraper is made of steel and is just as thick as those DFM scrapers. And the scrapers are also burnisher friendly. With the little notches next to each diameter, you can get your burnisher in there to get your perfect edge. And the scraper comes pre-sharpened right out of the box and frankly does an excellent job. So if you make a lot of cutting boards and you're looking to save a little bit of elbow grease by removing the burn marks in your juice grooves, this may be the perfect tool for you. Next up on our list is an excellent accessory for a vise and once again costs less than 10 bucks. You know, I gave one of my trucker buddies a 10 spot the other day. He looked at me and said, "What's the 10 for, good buddy?" One of the first vices that I ever got other than smoking and drinking in my 20s was a metalworking vise. And I'd venture to say that I use that metalworking vise just as much as I do my Soberg's woodworking vise. So when I saw this next item that could help my metalworking vise become more of a woodworking vise, I knew I had to have it. This is the MyTech 4-inch soft jaw attachment. Let's check it out. So this 2-piece 4-inch set is made out of polyurethane and has a bunch of angled cleats on the face of it. And the angled cleats have a rounded concave face so they can be perfect for supporting things like dowels. If we turn one of the jaws around, you can see how it attaches to our vise, as it's got 2 rare earth magnets on the very back of each jaw. And the jaws also have a 1/2 inch lip on the very top to cradle your vise as you go to install it. And with those rare earth magnets on the back, these things are surprisingly secure. And they really come together beautifully and are perfect for allowing you to use your metalworking vise without scarring up your wood, making these an excellent option for beginners who may not be able to afford both types of vices. Well, that gets us through half of our tools today. Before we move on to our 6th, I ask you to do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video, as it really does help out this small growing channel. Also, if you haven't already, check out my website, Flynndogwoodwork.com. There you can find some fun woodworking accessories like all the t-shirts that I wear in my videos. And just like with all my videos, if any of these $10 tools interest you, I'll leave links in the description below so that you can go check them out for yourself. Lastly, if you'd like to support the channel, check out my channel membership. There you get early access to all my videos, as well as one video a week that's a member-only video. Now that the bills are paid, let's get back to our 6th tool. So our next item of the day is all about making a dreaded part of woodworking just a little bit easier, and that is sanding. And this sanding solution is something that I've been looking at for a while, but I haven't pulled the trigger until I saw it for 10 bucks. You know, I saw an ad for a radio that was on sale for 10 bucks. It said that the volume was stuck on full. I just thought, I can't turn that down. So we all have sanding blocks and sandpaper, but this next item combines the two. These are the Romita sanding sponges. Let's give them a look. So this is an 8-piece set with 4 different types of grits, including 60, 80, 120, and 220. If we take them out of the packaging, you can see they're basically a sponge that's wrapped entirely with sandpaper. And these aren't like kitchen sponges. They're actually very firm to give you support as you do your sanding. They also have very nice crisp 90-degree corners, allowing you to get into tight spots. And these are not only dry sanders, but they're also wet sanders. And with the sponge's absorption, you won't have to add water that often. And the only question with these is how long will they last? Since you can't replace the sandpaper, these are consumables. But even so, they're a nice accessory to have in your sanding arsenal. Well, we're doing pretty well today, but we need to power forward. Let's move on to our next $10 item. You know, I put my trousers on the other day and found 10 bucks in my pocket. Then I reached in my other pocket and found another 10. That's when I knew these weren't my pants. What? So cabinet door installation can be a pain in the butt, and I just recently did a video where I featured a tool to help with this process. But that jig was about 30 bucks, so when I saw one for less than 10, I thought I'd give it a try. This is a cabinet door mounting jig. Let's get it out of the box and take a look. So if we compare this jig to the Going Make jig that I featured a couple of weeks ago, the resemblances are pretty obvious. Now they may look similar, but there's one major difference. This new one is made out of plastic. Even the hardware or the screw for the jaws that clamp onto your face frame is entirely made out of plastic. And that concerns me a bit, and there's even a button on the back that I'm not quite sure what the purpose is for. I would think it's a quick release for the clamp, but it just doesn't seem to work. And since this jig has no instructions, I have no idea, and it kind of reminds me of something you get on Temu. But let's look past that for now, and I'll show you how this is supposed to work. The first thing that you'll do is you'll clamp it down to the face frame of your cabinet. Once you have it installed, you'll adjust the 2 knobs in front to set your offsets. And this is actually another feature that I'm not too fond of. Instead of like the Going Make with 1 knob, by having 2 knobs, you can actually create an angle with those wings, making your offsets completely inaccurate. But once you have everything straight to your satisfaction, you can place your cabinet door right on top of that wing and install your hinge. So this is one that I'm not too excited about, and I think you're better off going with the Going Make. This would be better suited on Temu. Well, I guess they can't all be winners, and we've had a pretty good run so far, but we've got 3 more tools to take a look at. Let's move on to our next tool. So I'm guessing we're gonna get back on track with our next item, as it's something that's very hard to screw up, and that's a clamp. A clamp for under 10 bucks. You know, if I had $10 for every girl that found me unattractive, I'd eventually be attractive. So you may or may not have some Rockler bandy clamps, and these clamps are great for putting on edging. And these work well because they provide clamping pressure in 3 different directions, both on either side of the clamp as well as the back of the clamp. And it's these bandy clamps that gave me inspiration for our next $10 item. So I thought that these clamps were such a good idea that I actually purchased 2 of them. My first impression with these clamps is that they're high quality, as they're made from iron versus the Rockler, which are made of plastic. And these clamps have a pretty extensive range, having a clamping width and depth of 2.5 inches. And it's really this flexibility that allows these clamps to shine over those Rockler ones. Not only can these clamps handle edge banding just like the Rocklers with 3 points of contact, but unlike the Rockler, it can accommodate larger edge banding or moldings, giving you a heck of a lot more flexibility than you get with those bandy clamps. And that's precisely why I think these versatile clamps are a great addition for any shop. Well, we're moving right along here, and only a couple more items left to take a look at, and our next item is about as simple as it gets, as it's a hammer, a $10 hammer. You know, putting air in your tires used to be free. Now it's 10 bucks. I guess that's what they call inflation. So a hammer is a pretty basic tool, and frankly, they're all about the same. They're all the same size and serve the same purpose. But when I saw this next hammer, it was really the size and a feature that caught my eye. This is the Mr. Penn 8-ounce hammer. Let's check it out. So one thing I didn't realize about the brand Mr. Penn is they all come with the tool itself as well as a complimentary mustache. I'll take that off your hands. No joke, but it wasn't the stash that got me interested in this tool, as it was actually the size. This is a 6-inch hammer. But even though it's small, it's still high quality with a carbon steel head on it. Not only that, but it's also got a very comfortable, ergonomic, soft rubber grip that's non-slip. And that feature I was talking about earlier is a nail starter. If we look at the top of the hammer, you'll see a small magnet that attaches to a nail to start your projects. Simply take your hammer with the nail attached, give it a tap, and drive in the nail the rest of the way. And since this hammer is so small, you can even put it in your apron to have it on you at all times, making this a pretty cool little Amazon gadget for less than 10 bucks. Well, it's hard to believe, but we're finally down to our last Amazon item under $10, and this is something that I've never seen before. You know, if I had $10 for every math test I failed, I'd probably have about 57 bucks. So a couple of years ago, I featured a tool on this channel that I thought was pretty unique, and that's this 3D ruler. Now, unfortunately, I think this company is now defunct. However, this next item we're going to take a look at reminded me a lot of this item. So this tiny little guy is a level measuring gauge. Let's give it a quick look. So if we compare this little guy to the 3D ruler, you can see it's got a very similar design. However, it's not used in the same way. Unlike the 3D ruler, which is used to calibrate things like your table saw, this little guy is used in combination with a level. The purpose of this is to figure out how out of level you are between 2 points. Once you've determined that your span is out of level, you can take this gauge and slide it right underneath the level to figure out the discrepancy. Since we know in this case that discrepancy is 1/4 of an inch, we can grab 1/4 of an inch shim, add it to the other side, and get back to level. And it's this little guy that takes all that guesswork out of the equation. This might be an excellent project to do on a 3D printer. Well, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. This was a fun one for me, and I think we got, for the most part, some high quality tools. Well, if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment, and share this video, as it really does help out this small woodworking channel. Also, be sure to check out my website, Flynndogwoodwork.com. There you can find all sorts of fun woodworking accessories like all the t-shirts that I wear in my videos. Lastly, if you'd like to support the channel further, check out my channel memberships. Until next time, take care as always. So a $10 bill walks into a bar, and the bartender tells him, "You're gonna have to leave. It's singles night." You know, I went to the locker room of the Indianapolis Colts to get change for $1. Problem was, they could only give me 3/4. You know, I asked my wife the other day what she'd do if I won the lottery. She told me she'd take half and run away. So I told her I just won 10 bucks. Here's your 5 and get out. All right, last one. You know, my sister bet me 10 bucks I couldn't make a car out of spaghetti. She wasn't laughing though when I drove right past her.